properly generate data tables and then create relationships between them. Okay, this is one of the key components of the data analytics process. Okay, where we must make sure that our data is in the right form or right shape in terms of relationships, so that when we are filtering through the data, we can be getting the right things. Okay, so for example, if you are dealing with health related data for, let's say, hospital management system, right, you want to be able to accurately determine how many patients are assigned to a particular doctor on a particular day. So you can imagine that patient-doctor relationship, right? So it will look like this one would go a little bit back into school, right? That's one-to-one, one-to-many kind of thing. Yeah. So today we want to introduce ourselves to that, right? What we'll see today, once again, is not the only thing there is to data modeling and then drawing relationships. My goal this evening is to help us have the solid understanding of the fundamentals of data modeling, and then what's it called? Drawing relationships amongst tables. Are we all on the same page? Please give me a thumbs up if everything is clear so far. So this was as a way of introduction so that we can be on the very, very good page. Now I'll need all the group leaders here to pay close attention to this. I'm going to be using live notes, so I'm going to be writing notes along as I'm teaching, right? And this one, I'm not going to ask the Data Bloom team to remind me. This is on all group leaders. Find a way to remind me to share the slides or the notes with you. If I don't share it, then it is on the group leaders. Okay. Ryan, your hand is up. Talk to me. Mr. Brown, your hand is up.
Sorry, it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. And now, a roll call file. So you want to do and try and bring yourself inside. You justice. Justice, your hand is also up.
Please,
Talk to
Mr. Eugene, you said you sent the file, the CSV file used for today's discussion on the Google class, but I can't see it there, please.
Hey, sorry. Who is having the same issue? I uploaded it not so long ago. It should be there. Michael as well. Please refresh. Okay. So I added it to our. Oh, okay. It's not there. Oh, it should be. Yeah. Hi. Talk to me.
Please, so you've added it to the.
I added it to the one we have today. Right. 18th. Let me see. So the date, yeah, it's today, 1844. That is the one I did. Can we all check? Let me share my screen quickly so we can all see from my end. Right. Just a minute. So for those of us who are not on the same page with us, we have the data set for today that we're going to work on. I shared it. So yeah, that's it there. Superstore sales data. This, yeah, it's there. So please check for today's work. Yeah. Please check for today's work. Now, when you are downloading it, this is what I advise. Right click on it, right, and then select open link in new tab, so that you have the opportunity to what's it called, to automatically download it like this. If you click on it straight away, it will tell you that it is too large or something like that. Yeah, this is the kind of thing you would get, right? So you now have to connect it to Google Sheets, and it's a long process. So right click, open in a new tab, and then you can simply click on download. All right, you can simply click on download, and then just allow it download, and then we can focus on the beginning part of today, where we'll talk about the concept and all that before we even touch the data set. So I just want us to get that done. All right. Any challenge before we proceed, especially with locating the data set? Any challenge? Okay, so I'll take it that no one has a challenge. So we'll go right into it and talk about data modeling, especially in Power BI, right? You can do data modeling in so many other places. If you have a SQL server, you can perform that there. If you are familiar with Azure frameworks, you can still do modeling over there, right? However, the same concept applies. So we'll discuss the concept, then we see how to implement that in Power BI. All right. At any point in time, if you have a question, please do raise a hand. So this is what I'm going to do. Let me see. Kelvin Isuman, are you with me? So I'll be sharing my entire screen. So I most likely will not be seeing the hands that will be raised. So in case there's a hand, kindly unmute and then prompt me so that I would pause and then take the person's question. Kelvin, are you with me?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. All right. So I'm sharing my screen now. I'm going to share my entire screen so that it will just be easier for all of us. And then, yes, I believe we can all see. I believe we can all see. Right. So let's head right into this entire thing called data modeling. All right. So basically, we want to be able to make sure that we have our data in separate tables, and we've been able to correctly define relationships between those tables. Okay. Right. Now, we'll just take a small time and then go back to, I think, is it just 3 or somewhere in senior high school where we were dealing with relations and mappings. All right. So this is to the class. So guys, please, what are some of the mapping rules? Is it mapping rules? Who can start? Michael, do you want to start? Hello, Michael, are you with me? Justice.
Please, the question again.
Relations and mappings. Back in GHS and then high school, we used to do a lot of relations and mappings where we have some things here, and then we have some AEBA, and they will ask you what is the rule for the mapping, that kind of thing. What are some of the rules that we can recall?
Is that the rules right?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm talking about the rules. Okay, so maybe you are not so sure. Is there anyone before I continue? Right. So there was 1-to-1. That is why I'm asking. I'm sure we all remember these things, and we all remember, right? So there was 1-to-1.
1-to-1, 1-to-many, many to
I
one.
want to say the whole. There was 1-to-many.
Apple.
There was again what, many to one, Guys, what again? What again did we have? I think many to many, Anna. Many to many. Yes. So it is this same concept we want to kind of, should I say, translate as well, right? So remember the first example I mentioned, right, in a very shallow way concerning hospital management system. So we could have, let's say, one health professional or like one doctor maybe attending to many patients at the end of the day. So you can see that relationship will look like it's a one-to-many thing. True of us, please. Who does not agree? If you want to disagree, we can go to court. So we can see a particular, what do you call it, relationship like this. You can also think of other relationships such that maybe on a weekly basis, one patient can visit, or let's say at the end of the month, one patient can actually visit like about 2 to 3 health professionals. Maybe this week, occur dentist for Neho, and then the following week, maybe by he has to go to the skincare people, right? Dermatologist, right? And then probably in that same week, the patient had to go to see, because of a child, the patient, oh, okay, if the patient is a child pediatrician, you see that kind of thing. So we can see that there's some dynamics over there. So it's the same thing here, right? So imagine you have data sets that has to do with all these things, right? There are some key concepts I want us to talk about here. So number one will be entities. Okay. So now the question is, what do we mean when we say entities? Basically, when you hear entity, think of what variable, right? I'm saying what variable, and I'm putting X here, right? What variable can we be able to have a lot of information gathered around? Let me repeat. What variable can we have a lot of information gathered around? For example, this same hospital management system. Okay, if you're asking for the entities, then a typical entity will be health professionals. Why? Because we can have lots of information concerning these health professionals from a certain kind of data set, so far as it's provided to us. So we can have things like maybe the actual profession. So if the person, or the specialization, good specialization. So if the person is into the dentistry, or the optometry people, blah 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 blah. Pardon me if you are so enthused about health and I'm not using the correct terms. Okay. And I'm sure in any hospital, every health professional will definitely have, like, let's see, like an ID, right? So like, let's say doctor ID, something, right? And then maybe they might be assigned to a particular unit. Okay. What again can we think of? Guys, please help me. So think about things we can gather around, let's say, health professionals when you are trying to build a hospital management system, right? So details or information related to health professionals alone, so like specific details. You can see that, oh yeah, these things are some of the things that can come out. And then another entity we can talk of will be the patients, right? Whereby we talk about, of course, every patient, when you go to a hospital, they'll give you a card, right? Into you have a patient ID, do you see? And then perhaps your medical records, right? So medical records, maybe history of appointments and things, appointment with doctors. So the data set will come by, and then you should be able to identify the entities in that data set, right? So once again, the entities will be a variable that we can gather collective information about, right? So let me try and so a variable we can gather collective information about. Now, aside getting to understand or identify your entities, we must be able to also understand this key concept as well. That since we want to draw relationships, we need to know what type of relationship can exist. Let me just do a quick check if someone is listening to me. Bismarck, can you repeat what I just said? Bismarck, are you on the phone? Okay, so it seems he's not on the call. That is fine. All right.
I'm on the call.
I was going to mark you as absent. Okay, can you re-echo? So please, I'm doing this just as a way of checking us. Let's pay attention, right? So I'm saying that after identifying the entities, we need to be able to understand the various kinds of relationship that can exist or that should exist between them. Are we all okay? So now, typically, when you are getting your entities, they will end up coming out into tables. Once again, they will end up coming up into tables because you have a data set and then you would collect the information about all of them. So like this health professional thing that we are seeing, right? It's going to be one table, right? It will just be one table that has to only do with the health professionals in the hospital. Then we also have another table that has to do with only the patients. And then we'll see a particular line that will define the relationship, whether one to many, one to one, many to one, blah, blah, blah. Let me just pause here. Any question on what you've done so far before we proceed? Any question before we proceed so that we can be on the same page? Okay, so please put a 1 in the chat if everything is good for you so far. I'm checking the chats right now. Please put a 1 in the chat if you are okay with everything so far. Justice has put 1. Just say, hey, what's here? Okay. That's nice. That's nice. So the next concept we'll talk about, which it has to do with this same thing, is the schema. Because you see, I said that in the end, the relationship, it will become tables, right? And then we will draw a relationship between those tables. So we need to understand what we call schema. Okay. We'll break everything down. So schema basically describes the type of conceptual model we have, or the type of graph that we have been able to draw, right? So this is basically the type of let me just quickly write it. The type of good diagram that we have. Good. So the type of diagram. Now we will end up seeing that, okay, for some data sets would have a particular centralized entity, right? So there can be an entity here. Let's call this entity X, which is going to be connected to various entities. Something like this. Are we okay? So we say, okay, so there are things mapping to one particular entity. Of course, you can also have this thing here, maybe connected to another entity, which is also connected to another entity. It's very, very possible, right? Good. But at the most basic form, the first type of schema that we have is the star schema. Okay. So for the star schema, this is how to see the star schema. There is a centralized table, okay, and all other tables are directly connected through the centralized table. Okay, so I'm going to carefully do this. So we have just this one down there. Oh no. So we have just this one down there as a star schema. So you see, it's actually reflecting that thing of a star, right? Like there's a center and it has other nodes around it. So it's called a star schema. Now, please pay attention. The term I used so far is that there's a centralized table, okay? And it has other tables connected to it. So we actually have technical names for these tables. Okay, so let me just safely write this. We say there's a centralized table. I would mention the actual name, right? I just want us to get the concept. Connected. What am I doing? Why am I writing this in so far? Connected to other tables. Okay. Beautiful. So now, the next we'll see is what we call the snowflake schema, right? So the next basic one is snowflake. And basically, the snowflake is a continuation of the star schema, right? So you see how simple the star schema looks. The more tables you have and the more connections you have, it slowly becomes a snowflake, right? Especially connections that are from, say, these sub leaves. We should call them leaves, right? These YY ones. So if you have more and more things connected to these ones like this, it becomes a snowflake schema. Are we all on the same page? Nothing even prevents this thing from connecting this way. It can be like this. So if you look at the image of a snowflake, like if you just Google and check snowflake, you realize that there's always like a central thing in the middle, like there's a node in the middle, and every other thing connects to it, and then it becomes like a branchy thing, and that's what we end up calling a snowflake, right? So it's that same idea that has been transferred or translated. Are we all on the same page? So yes, I believe that is it. Any question on this so far? Guys, please ask questions because these things, we have to get it very, very well. Okay. You have to get it well. Doesn't mean we should get it once and for all at the get-go, but please make sure you're asking questions to clear your doubts. Okay. So for the snowflake the snowflake schema, right? You have additional tables connected to all other tables, right? Other than this centralized. Okay. So here we have additional tables. Connected to the schema or to the diagram, right? Not necessarily to the centralized tables, right? So we can write other than the centralized table. Now, the centralized table, I don't want to review the name now because it would become okay. I think we can start that now. So yeah, so far we've seen the relationship diagram. This is basically the relationship diagram, right? This thing here is basically the relationship diagram. And then the relationship diagram, we can tell what schema it is, right? So this is a star schema, this is snowflake schema. We can picture how that goes, right? Now, for us to draw the connections, there are two main things that are needed on every table. I will repeat. For us to draw the connections, there are two main things that are needed on the tables. So these are the main things. Number one, we need what we call a primary key. Okay, so now the primary key works as a unique identifier that will connect. So you see, I knew that I have to say this thing. Guys, pardon me. Pardon me. Let's do this. Let's do this first. So the centralized table that we've been talking about, okay, we call that the facts table. All right. So the fact table is usually the centralized one where all the things are connected to. Okay. And one characteristics, or I think two major things, good guys, let me write this in red. Two major things about the fact table is that it is normally, or it is mostly populated with numerical features, right? So the data in there is mostly numerical. Okay, it doesn't mean that you can't have a situation where your fact table is not numerical, but it is 99% of the time numerical. Okay, and then when you draw your diagram, it is always the many side of your entity relationship diagram. Okay, it's always the many side of the entity relation diagram. Someone will ask, oh, what is the entity relation diagram? Please, this is it. This thing here. Right. That's the entity relation diagram. These boxes we are seeing are all the entities, and we are drawing relations to them. So if we are saying the fact table is the many side, it means that this is where we see the many. I'm using a star to depict, right? So many. So we'll see maybe one to many like that with an arrow going like this. Do you see? So perhaps let's say one health professional attending to many patients, okay? Or we can say, let's say one customer buying a lot of products at a shop. Because when you enter a mall or any shop, and maybe you want to go on a shopping spree, understand? There's always a one to many. So if you put all the product details here, like your sales details, so like the amount of money, the discounts, the profit, the blah 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 blah, you can see that if you pick one customer, you can connect that customer to have many things to do here, right? Or to different products. Thumbs up if this is good, if you are getting this entity relationship diagram thingy. So for only Brian, Isaac, Michael, Angela, Sebo. Exactly. Thank you so much. This good. So the fact table is usually the one at the center, right? And then it has the mini side of your thingy, right? Now, the next is the other tables connected to it, right? That is what we call the dimension table, right? So the dimension table. On this dimension table, have two key things, right, that we need to know of. It is also mostly categorical. This is not to say that when you're seeing things like dates inside, you don't understand. But 99.9% of the time, you have categorical inputs, right? So this is where most of your customer ID, health professional names and things, name, email, location, that kind of thing. All those things go into dimension tables, right? Now, what do you think on the ELD? Which side would they be? Let me ask the team or the house to guess. Maybe okay, no, Angela just left the meeting. Angela, are you back? Okay, let me go through the list and then ask. Oh, Angela is here. Angela, so can you guess the dimension table on our entity relationship diagram? what side would they be? Would it be the mini side or will it be what side? What do you think?
It could be the mini side.
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can you come again? I saw you were trying to speak. Angie,
I was saying that it could be the mini side.
okay.
Please, since you're muted.
Hey, sorry. Hey, Makasa. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I apologize. So I'm saying that it is most likely or usually the one side of your ERD. Okay. ERD once again is entity relation diagram. Okay. Entity relation diagram. Now, the next thing is that it has unique records. And what do I mean by unique records? So I was using Angela as an example. Angela, imagine you have this big shop, right? And I have come there about 20 times to come and buy different things. And you want a table that would have to do with me. You see, I am just one person, right? So my record on this dimension table, which I'm a customer, so one of the popular dimension tables you'd see or would even treat today is the customer table. Since I am just one, I should have just one record of myself. So maybe my name, if you are taking email, and maybe where I live. Do you see? So the details of, let's say, Eugene. Hey, what am I? This is my name I'm writing, guys. Hey, I say more. Okay, so the details of Eugene, right? We have just one unique row in there that would be mine. But then since I bought different things on all my 20 visits, all those different things will be here. Are we all on the same page? That is why the fact table is the many side and the dimension table is the one side. So one customer would do many purchases. So you see a popular fact table will also be sales table. Please, who wants us to take this over again? Paddy, are you giving thumbs up so that we take it over again or you guys get it? Ryan?
Yes, go over again.
I should go over. Okay. This is it. So the facts table, okay. So the fact table is that. So like a typical, like a very typical fact table is going to be sales. It's going to be sales, okay? Such that I have come to purchase or Angela's shop has sold so many things that has to do that is in connection with me, right? So let's say I sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. items. You see, there are many items here. Or let's say of maybe I came to buy a pencil, a pen, an eraser, or maybe 12 erasers. Another time I came to buy, let's say, hangers. Maybe I came to buy some snacks. You see, different things of different, let's say, product category. You see, maybe one day I came for stationery, another day I came for cooking utensils, appliances, then kind of things. So you see, there are so many records over here. Different. Are we all together? But then for the dimension, which a typical one will be the customer. So if I take Ryan, for example, Ryan is just one person, right? He has one name, like a full name, his email. Let's say if this is the details Angela is taking of her customers, right? Name, email, let's say location, let's say gender. Ryan, will you have two genders? No, you won't. Ryan, am I
No, I don't
muted?
have two genders.
Am I muted? Aha, you have one gender, you understand? So on this particular customer table, right, we shouldn't have multiple records of, let's say, Ryan 1, another Ryan, because you see, you came to buy things different times, about 12 times. So we shouldn't see your name here 12 times. No, you should see just one. So you, this one person, will be connected to these 12 items. Are we good? So then on this same table, another person, let's say Bismarck, one unique record will also be connected to another many records over here. Then we also have who again? Put Casey here. One information about her, just her customer details, connected to. So if you pick any one customer from the customer table, you can map it to many sales records. That is the whole idea. If you pick any one customer, you can map it to many sales records, because obviously customers buy a lot. So like you would have data from, let's say, 2017 to 2025. So one customer, no, Charlie, the Amazon people, come to me, you people that have been ordering from Temu and Jumia and things, you understand? So you can get so many records. The same way when we pick individually, we have people who would be mapped to so many records in terms of the sales. Ryan, do you guys get this now? So that is why here we should always have the unique entries over here. Single. So no duplicates. I shouldn't see Ryan's details captured more than once. I shouldn't see Bismarck's details captured more than once. Same for every other person. So when we are doing dimension tables, we should always have it in mind that, okay, the details in a dimension table should always be captured just once. So we should have unique records. All right, unique records. So we will look at that. So it's just a click thing. We just click and remove duplicates from dimension table. Okay, I think there's a hand. Yes, Ryan.
Yes. So please, if the dimension table can only have unique records, does it mean the facts table can have duplicate records?
The fact that there you have all the records, right? All the records. So there's the number of times you came to buy, let's say, what do you call it? Let's pick one thing. Let's say an eraser. You bought an eraser today, right? So in here, there is one eraser, right? Then let's say after 2 days, you came to buy another eraser because for some reason somebody stole that eraser. So you see now it will seem as if this and the second eraser you came to buy are duplicates, but then it's not. It's actually something that contributed to the sales of Angela's shop. Ryan, do you see? So those things there are actually unique records as well, but you might see them as duplicates, but then they are not. So we don't touch fact tables as they are. Are you with me? Good. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So now we can talk about primary keys. and then foreign keys. So on the primary key is going to be the unique identifier in any table. Are we okay? So whether it is on the fact table or it's a dimension table. Okay. So unique identifier in a table. Let's just cut it short. So if I have a table, like a customer table, for example, right? Let's even use a more relatable one. Hospital, right? So patient's table. Every one of us here, good NHIS or Ghana card. We all have Ghana cards, or at least mostly, right? You see, we all have ID number, that GHA dash then dash 4 dash whatever. Good. So those things, that actual thing, this whole thing here is your primary key. It's a primary key because it is a unique identifier of you. So imagine the NIA database. There will be maybe citizen ID. I've never seen it before, but I'm just guessing. So the citizens will have this GHA, then another person GHA, then. So it is your unique code, right? It's your unique code. If you want another example, look at your phone number. See, everybody's phone number is different. It's different, right? So it's like we have unique identifiers for every observation. Are we all together? So that is what a primary key is. Now, the next is a foreign key. Now, the foreign key comes in when we want to draw a relationship. Now, let me use this method to explain a foreign key before we even try and write a definition. Okay, imagine I have this sales table, right? So I have the product ID, like the thing I actually came to buy. Okay, so every product has an ID on this sales table. And then there is a customer table where Ryan is here. So let's say Ryan 223. Hey, from your 233. 233 is our this thing. Okay. So this is Ryan's unique ID, right? So on this table, right, on the customer table, Ryan 233 is going to be termed as the primary key because it is what is identifying Ryan. Before we can be able to draw the relationship between this sales table and this customer table, I need something that is common in the two tables. So what I'll just intentionally do is to include Ryan 233 here. Are we all together? So now, in this sales table, I know that this product ID is the original thing. So this is the primary key of this table. Now, since Ryan 233 was brought here for connectivity basis, for reasons of connectivity, it becomes a what? A foreign key on this sales table. Let me pause and ask for questions. Any question from the house? The concept of primary keys and foreign keys. Cephas.
Yeah, I would like you to like go over the foreign key and to explain the concept. Like, you see, it started with fact table, dimension table, and then now primary key, foreign key. So, to me, what I'm thinking is that maybe, as the name suggests, the table and then the key. So, table will be like the way you just made the table, the sales table, and then the key. Like, for example, like the dimension table contains like unique values, like values that are unique, right? Yes. But and then also the primary key is also a unique identifier in the table. That should mean that the primary key will make a table a dimension table, something like that.
No, pause. A primary key doesn't make a table dimension table. So this is
Oh,
where I think your contention begins. So let's do it
okay.
again. What makes something a dimension table are these things that A is mostly categorical. It's supposed to be the one side of the ERD and it has unique records. So I'm seeing yourself, myself, Ryan, Casey, Sybil, Angela, Justice, Kelvin, individually. But then in that, um, in Angela's, what's it called? It's a supermarket system, right? What she has done is that she has given every customer a particular ID. So what she has done is that, okay, so this is her customer table, customers. So for you, right, Cephas, instead of your name Cephas, you see, let's say CU underscore 001. Then we have CU underscore 002 for, let's say, Ryan. CU underscore 148 for whoever it is. So these are the customers with their corresponding, let's say, name, email, location, blah, blah, blah. So these things here, that ID column, remember this is a table, so it would come in rows and columns as well. So this on this table, whether it is a dimension table or not, look at the definition of a primary key. It's a unique identifier in a table. So since this serves as a unique identifier, we can call this a primary key. Now let's go to the sales table. There are individual records of sales, right? So let's say product ID, because we are buying items. So maybe an eraser is E001, pencil is P001, maybe electric iron EI4, this I EI4KZ, whatever, these kinds of things. Now, each individual IDs that we are seeing here are also what? Primary keys, because we are looking at the tables differently. So if I take this sales table, what's the primary key here? It is what? The product ID. So the product ID column is the column that hosts what? The primary keys on the sales table. Here, the customer ID column is what holds the primary keys. So far, are we good so far?
Yeah.
Great.
Wait, wait, that means
Uh,
customer table is our wait, let me see. Customer table is our dimension table, right?
it's a dimension table. And then
And
it is
then
the fact
sales is
table.
okay.
Yeah, do you get it? But even here, you see,
Okay.
I'm not even, you see, I didn't even mention fact table or dimension table, right? That one is not, it's not
Yeah.
needed in this primary key and this thing explanation, no, right? The fact that we should know what a primary key is. So if you take any table, if you take your data set, good, the data sets we've been working on for our assignment, there's usually an ID column. Those columns that we see are all what? Primary keys. Primary key is basically unique identifier in a table or like data set or something, right? Now, foreign key or the concept of a foreign key comes in when we are drawing a relationship. That's the only thing. Anchor relationship, anchor. If it didn't come anchor, like we don't need a foreign key. So the thing that will connect this table A to table B should be something that is common to the two of them. Are we okay? So it's like um you can say that, oh, you are related to your parent because you have a gene from here and you have a gene from here. No be so. Servers.
Yeah.
Aha. So here, if you want to create a certain connection, then we should have some something here that's also here, like something we can base on to draw that connection. Do you see? So now we say, since keys, right? Keys tend to be the things that are unique identifiers. Why don't we intentionally come and put the customer ID column also in this sales table so that it would map. So now the customer ID is what is going to act like the bridge between the two tables. Fine. If we've done that, then what do we now call this customer ID column? Originally, it doesn't belong here, so it is a foreigner. That's why we are just calling it a foreign key. That's all. That's the only reason we are calling it a foreign key, because it doesn't originally belong here. So he's telling us that the unique identifier for this particular sales table is not the customer ID, but the product ID. This foreign key here is only serving as the connector between this customer table and then the sales table. I hope it is better now. Say, it's great, huh? Yeah. Beautiful. So that's basically primary key and foreign key, right? So the foreign key is serves as a connector. Let's just put it there like that, since we all understand. Good. Okay. So now we've seen that. I believe we are now okay to be able to move practically now. Okay. So with this concept, we will just try and do the same thing. First of all, let's identify the entities from our data set, and then we'll gather the information. Remember, an entity is such that we can get collective information on that particular variable, right? So we identify the entities, and then all that is left is to properly get the tables. Then we will see something beautiful in Power BI. Okay. Any question before we jump? So we are zooming into Power BI now. Do most of the work in Power Query. So any question before we go? Any question before we go? Group leaders, once again, you are responsible for finding a way to remind me to get the slides to you. Nobody in the data bloom team will do that. So if the class doesn't get these notes, please, it is on your group leaders. You can text me. I'll intentionally not mind. But yeah, guys, put a one in the chat for me if everything is cool so far, so that we can continue. Let me see once in the chat. Once in the chat. Hey, only two people. Charlie, me say it has passed in our heads. More. Good. All right. Beautiful. So I'm going to go to Power BI now, and then we'll just do that, right? So please get your data set downloaded, and let's get going. We'll take it slowly so we can all see the process. Okay. Take it slowly so you can all see the process. I think this one needs me to share entire screen. So we'll do just that. Okay. So my Power BI is open, right? Please unmute and then verify for me if that's what you are seeing. Anyone can unmute and just say yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. So this is the goal. We are going to connect to our data. By now, we all know how to connect to data, right? So I click on get data, and then I'm saying I want a CSV file because I know my file is a CSV file. And then I'm not interested in assignments. There's a hand up, I believe. Please, you can speak. Whoever it is. So the thing is super stored. Yes, I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm trying to download the data set, but I think there's an error somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the file is too large.
So what I was showing is that instead of clicking it straight away, right click and opening a new tab so you'll be able to download it. Right.
Okay.
So right click, open in a new tab, you see the download button, and it will still prompt you that it's large, but you can download anyway. It would download for you. Are we together?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going back to sharing. Okay. So We will skip a few things, right? For example, this date column, we can actually split it into a date time so that because you see it's weird. Everything here is 12 a.m., 12 a.m., 12 a.m. If we okay, we'll try and do that. We'll change the format and see if the 12 a.m. will be fixed. But you can tell that we'll need to do some cleaning here, right? Look at the email and name. We can separate this column so that we have a column for email and we have a column for name, right? We can do that. I believe we can all do that, guys. By now, you guys should be champions at doing some of these simple things in Power Query. So I'll click on transform data. That will take me directly to Power Query. And then we should be able to do these manipulations over there, right? Great. Now, this data, oh, what have I even done? First of all, let's view it in Excel. I think we should view it in Excel and then talk about it. It has to do with sales, right? So we have product ID, there is a date, right? Customer ID, campaign ID. We'll not really need campaign ID, but yeah, we can skip some of these things. Now, we have the number of units per each product, the actual product name. They are all the same. So yeah, it's for one product. The category the products belong to, the segment. This is the manufacturer ID, which is the same throughout. I checked. So this is like the kind of manufacturer that made the product, right? Now this is how much each product costs, right? This is the unit price. So this is a unit cost, unit price. So now zip code has to do with the zip code of the customer, right? So now we have email and name, city, state, region, So what I want us to do is this. Let's identify the entities in the data set. I'm going to leave this to you guys. Guys, we'll close at 9. If you don't help me find the entities, I'll give the rest to you as assignments. What are the entities in this data set? So you guys have the data with you, right? So please let's look through what are the entities in the data set. Let's get them quick, and work. Yes, anyone. Yes, please, hand is up.
The product and then the customer.
Okay, so that is like number 1, right? So you know there is the products entity. So we can so once again, an entity is something we can gather collective information about, right? So we can find details of the product in there. We can find details of the customers in there. Please, what again?
The order.
The
Order.
order.
Okay.
Can you maybe
Like the date is for what exactly?
the date?
Is it the date the thing was shipped to the customer?
Yeah. So actually, one thing, let me put date here. Date is a tricky thing. We can actually take our time.
Eugene.
Please hold on.
Eugene.
Yeah, hi.
Eugene.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, I think some people are raising their hands, others are dropping answers in the chats, but because of how you shared your screen, you can't see.
So I asked somebody in the class, who was that? I told him to pay attention because I will not be able to see, and so he should prompt me. Guys, who did I task? Let me. I can fish it out. Isaac. Are you sure it was Isaac?
It was Kelvin.
Well, the name was Kelvin. Please, Data Bloom team, please deduct Kelvin 5 marks from his next assignment thing. He's not doing his job. So yes, because I'm sharing my entire screen, I can't get it. So please, Kelvin, help me. All right. Can we check the chat?
Are you sure Kelvin is on the call?
If you know. Okay, so Angela says location, right? So let's put location. So yeah, it's good. It's good there's location, so we can find location. So let's see. So there's product, customer, location. Good. So these are the three main things. We can argue, oh, there's information about campaign, right? So the only thing we have about campaign is the campaign ID, right? You say manufacturer. Yes, we can find the manufacturer ID and the manufacturer name. But you see, because it's just one, that's why I'm like, yeah, make we just GI give them. Right. But I mean we can still put it there for putting sake, right? Let me see. Let me put the entire window and see. Still, I would have to share my entire screen. All right. Justice and then KC. Please, I'm giving the mantle to the two of you. Please, when I'm sharing my entire screen, check the chat for me. Check those who have raised their hands for me. Just let me know. And yes, I'm also so you better to 5-5. Right. This is 5-5.
Okay, please.
Okay.
All right. That's just by the way. Hey, where's my thing? Guys, I can't find my table draft. I see it. Okay. So customer product location. I'm saying yes. You see there is manufacturer stuff over here. So we can say, oh, there is manufacturer information over there. But don't worry. Now for the products, right? What are the individual informations we can get? Product ID. Guys, I want you to mention for me. So look at your screens for me. You can get product ID. What else can we get on the products? This one fast. So you can unmute and just start mentioning. So we just go.
Okay, unit
Products.
price, the product also.
So like the product also, which is like the product name, right?
Mm.
And then what again? All right.
Hello.
So
Please, we can
yeah.
get the unit price.
So you see somebody say unit price. Unit price.
The
Remember,
unit price.
we said something would be numerical. Which table becomes numerical?
Oh,
Yes, guys.
dimension table.
Sorry, what table?
Dimension table.
Try again. Dimension
The fact
table.
table.
Fact table. You understand? So essentially, what we are doing here is basically gathering the dimensions. Essentially, what we are actually doing. So we'll look for things outside the like the those things are the facts, right? So one thing about fact table is that sometimes it can be just one column or some two columns, right? Then the rest will be dimensions. Okay, so we have the product ID, the product itself, product category, product segment. What again can we find? I think that was it. Okay, and then customers. Of course, is there a customer ID? Yeah, there's a customer ID. Guys, please look through quick for me. Yeah, there's a customer ID. I know there's the name. So let's say email name. Then we can have the customer's location. Right now, these informations, the zip code, city, state, the things about location, they can be related to a customer, right? So let's just put here zip code. Okay, let's put the zip code. Then we'll put all other things under the location table, which is the zip code, the city, the state, all those things, right? Region, district. If you want to put country there, I mean the thing country in it is all USA, 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 USA. Okay, so I need someone to put this as a screenshot somewhere. All right, Casey, please do that for me. All right, put this as a screenshot. So we'll create tables for each of these things. We'll create 3 tables, 1, 2, 3. Right, let us manufacture away. Today we just want to see the star schema. So all these 3 things will connect the facts table. Are we all together? Good. So we'll head back to Power BI and Power Query. Good, like this. Now, please pay attention. Those who are interested in practicing along, please feel free to practice. Just know that you have to be also as fast as we are going, all right? In as much as we'll try and be slow and take our time. So the first thing we'll do is to duplicate this particular table we have here at the left-hand side. I have queries. So I right-click on it, and then I come and say duplicate. So I'll do that a couple of times to match the number of dimensions I have. You see, we have 3 dimensions, right? So yes, duplicate 3 times. So one will be for the customer, products, again, then what again? Then the location. Then the location. Great. So let's start with this one. We can rename this one. Right click on it, select rename. Let's call that customer table, or just customer, or this is a dimension table. You see people also say customer dimension. However you want to do it. So customer dimension, something like this. Right. You can also call it customer table. Feel free, right? Like nothing is going to be wrong around this one. Now, since we have identified the customer entity and the related information, we must choose the columns that are related to the customer dimension. So, I mean, obviously, on the home ribbon, there's a button that says choose columns. So we come and choose the columns from here. So to an easy way, I'll just deselect all and then select the information that has to do with the customers. KC, please mention them for us. I know, of course, there's customer ID. What again? Now we should give them a -5. Data Bloom team. Is she on the call?
Oh no, we are here. We are here.
Okay. So what are the details of the customer table?
Please a minute. Let me.
Please, I'm done. I'm done. I asked you to take a screenshot. I'm done. I'm done. Okay. So the customer ID, the zip code, and then the email name. Now, I'm going to do this very fast because I believe you can all do this thing. We are going to clean this particular column. So in fact, Justice, are you on the call? Justice, we want to
Yes, please.
split this column. So take us through how we are going to go about this.
Please come again.
We are splitting this column. You see, we want to separate it. You see, there is the email of the customers and then their names attached. So how are you going to go about separating the email from the names?
Let's go to add column.
Add column. Okay.
So I'm thinking that we add it one by one. To add column, then
we are splitting the columns rather, because you see, this is a combined thing. This is the email combined with the name. So we are actually supposed to split the column, this particular email column. Yes, it's easy.
Yes, please.
Good. So we split it by the delimiter. Now, guys, the delimiter here, I want you to watch carefully. The delimiter is a it's a colon and a space. But then I can also claim that the delimiter is a close bracket, colon, and space. Right. So this is what I'll do. I'll do the colon and space for you guys to see. So we select custom, right? And then I'll say colon and space. So I'll actually put my space there. And it's always the first one, right? Because I mean there's only one delimiter like that. And I click on OK. See what happens. You can see that it will split it, but then in the email column, we still have what do you call it? A close bracket in there, like open and close bracket. We want the email to show without the brackets. So another way you have to come and do is now come and do replace values, and you replace the open and close bracket one after the other, which is a long thing. So what I'm saying that okay, what you can do is that instead of split column by delimiter, good. So I'm splitting the column by delimiter again, and I'll select a type close bracket colon space leftmost delimiter, which select the first occurrence of that close bracket colon and space. Click on OK. Then you see that oh, it has taken the close brackets from all the things for me. So in this email column, if I want to replace my values, I will only do it once. So I'm replacing the open bracket with nothing. So I click on OK, and then it goes away. If I done it the first way, you would see that I have to do the replace values 2 times. So this is the way of just optimizing the steps that you are taking in doing your cleaning. Now, one thing we can also do, we can separate these names. Right, you can separate these names. This one has been done like, you see, last name, comma, first name. We can decide to do it like that, right? And then separate this one further, right? So you guys can do that. Let's just, let me maintain it like this, right? Then you guys would separate this one further into first name and then last name. We can rename the columns and call this one email. Let me put capital E. Please, I'm a bit fast on this one because we have treated this one, this kind of split column and stuff like that. That's why. So these are their names. So name, good. So now we have a good column like this. Customer ID is a good email name. All right. So this is for the customer dimension. Okay, see, I'm back to you guys. What's the next dimension? The product dimension. What are the tables that's... Oh, wait, guys, let's come back. We are missing one thing. Since the dimension table, what are the rules for a dimension table? Or what are the key things concerning key characteristics of a dimension table? Yes, guys. Bismarck.
Yes, hello.
I hope you are paying attention.
Yeah,
We are dealing with a custom
I'm paying attention.
table, which is a dimension table.
I was called to do something.
But you're playing game on.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I was called to do something.
You're playing it. Okay. So one thing we've not handled is the concept of the duplicate, right? Making sure that there are unique entries in here. So that somebody like Barry Neria, like his or her details doesn't come in here again. You understand? So what we'll do is that we can select the entire table. So if you want to do any operation table wide, this small box over here, you can come here and then do stuff here like that. Or you can choose to select all the columns like this, right click, and then also come to remove duplicates, whichever way you want to do it. Okay, so let's click on remove duplicates. So that's good. Now we are okay and confident that we've been able to do that. So for all the dimension tables, we have to do any cleaning that is related to it, and then also remove the duplicates. Okay. Now, the next table is what table? Justice, what table is the next table after the customer table?
Product.
Hey, do you know what I was coming to do? I was coming to do justice going
Product.
-5.
Product.
Okay. So that's dimension. Good. So what are the things?
Product ID. Product category and segment.
Okay, so we have the. So now what we'll do for each table, you always come to when you come back to home, choose columns, right? So yeah, just to talk to me. You said was product ID, of course.
Product.
What is products? Good.
Segment.
Category, segment. What again?
That's all, please.
That's all right. Okay. Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, please.
It's
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So we just click on OK. It will just select the ones we want first. And then the next thing we do is to delete or remove duplicate. Remove duplicates. Good. So it should give us now guys, did you see it? So something like this product, let's go back. Once at this particular product ID 449, it means that less like people have bought this 449, 449, but the product is just one thing, 449. So if I pick product 449, I want to know how many times people have bought product 449. Either I'll count the number of times it appears in the row, or when I'm doing the filtering, I'll just do the filter by, let's say, like the customers and their purchase according to this product ID. You understand? So we'll just remove the duplicates so that I'll see that, oh, okay, that is good. Product 449 like this appears only once. Product 470 appears only once. Product 496. So these are individual products. You see, 1111 like that. Great. So in the end, you have 212. Guys, can you believe I almost said 1212 here when I was trying to mention this number? Yeah, sorry. So 212, right? 212 products in this particular shop, right? Angela's shop. She has 212 products. And one person can buy, let's say, product 393 about 70 times. It doesn't mean it should appear 70 different times in our table.
Is it? Hello, please. I think I'm muted.
I'm here. Can you hear me? I'm not muted. All right. So as I was saying, product 393, somebody can come and buy it about 70 times. Or we could have 70 different times people bought products 393. It doesn't mean that it should appear 70 times, right? But then because it will be connected to the fact table, which will give us the details of the purchase of those things. I know we know that it is going to be there showing that it was bought 77 times. So one product in here can be bought many times in the sales records, the sales table. That's the whole concept of these things. Okay. So Casey, what's the last this thing? Last dimension. Going. Just as ID.
Location.
Well, he's afraid. don't mind me. Okay, so
Location.
Good. So for the location, right? We also come and do the same thing, guys. We just have to choose the necessary information around that. We said it is what?
Zip code.
Zip,
City.
state, region, district, country. Simple. Right. So let's click on OK. And Guys, you can explore this thing. One say this is Miami, Florida, USA. You can actually remove the USA because it is already here as a country on USA into this kind of information. But and then the state as well we see FL. So you can clean this one further and then as in like remove the comma space FL comma space USA. Then the city will be clean and then it will show just Miami. Are we all together? Beautiful. I'll leave that to you guys. Yes. Please fight with it for me. So now after selecting this in particular, the next thing we do is to once again make sure that we handle the duplicates. So we remove the duplicates to make sure that the entries are unique, just single records of each particular state. Beautiful. Then we will go back to the original table. Back to the original table. Let me change this to date time. Let me see. Let me change it back to date and see. Oh, okay. I see. So I've been trying to fight with this particular thing. That's what is still disturbing my head. It shouldn't be showing as this like 12 a.m. kind of thing all throughout. So yeah, let's all be working around it. Okay. Let's all be working around it. So we will take the 12 a.m. out from there. But yeah, guys. So back on the sales thing, which is supposed to be our facts table. Okay. So let's put sales into brackets. Yes. Okay, or facts into brackets, sales table. Excellent. This is where we will remove all the other factors like the your friend is saying units, campaign ID, what employee, the email and the name, those kind of things, right? But then this is where our knowledge of the entity relationship diagram, the conceptual model, comes in, because we will be building connections between the fact table and our dimension tables. That foreign key and primary key thing will come to play. So a connection between our customer dimension and the facts table is the customer ID. True or false? Very true. So we will maintain the customer ID in here. People, let me pause here. You can unmute if you have a question, if you didn't understand what I just said. Right. The first thing, since I know I will connect the product dimension to this facts table, I need the product ID here. So product ID will be foreign key inside the facts table. It's not really supposed to be there, but it's there for connection's sake. So it's a foreigner. Now, customer ID is also not really supposed to be there, but because of connection's sake, we are putting it there. So it's a foreigner. That's why we are only calling it foreign key. That's to me, that's the only reason. Okay, that's the only reason we are calling it a foreign key, because it's not really supposed to be there. But because of the connection's sake, we are putting it there. Well, we can say we'll add units. Now, products, which is the Maximus, then. We already have it in the product table.
Eugene.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Please,
hey, sorry.
I think Paddy gave a suggestion to how to solve the dates in the chat.
Wait, hold on. Let me cancel this and go and watch chats. I like it when try adding that as a new step. That should take away the time. Okay. So let's see. It says I should add what as a new step. This one. But please, this one will not give you any data. This one is very straightforward. Paddy, thank you. That's great. So you see, this is what I want from you guys. Like explore, right? Explore. So that's nice. So we are seeing, because the 12 a.m. all throughout does not really make sense. So we just had to clear it from there. Good. So we are coming to choose the columns once again, right? So let me deselect everything. Product ID stays just because we want to connect to the product table. Customer ID will stay just because we want to connect to customer table. Campaign ID is 11111, so we don't need it like that. Unit as well as 111, but either for shaggy reasons, let's put it there. Product category segment, they are all details in the product dimension, right? So we don't have to put it here. Manufacturer ID, manufacturer, they are not things that we really want to work with, so we also skip. Unit cost, yes, because it is part of the sales. Unit price, yes, it is part of the sales. Now we are left with zip code, email, which we know is not part, and the rest of city and. Now, I want to claim or argue that the zip code, we are going to include it, which will be the connectivity between the location table and then the fact table. That's why we are putting zip code in there, because zip codes are typically unique, right? Even if we are all from Miami, or even in all of us, most of us are in Accra, but if you look at your postal code and that's our GA 305, that kind of thing, you see they differ per actual original like locations of your on the map. So a zip code can be one of the good things here. So this is what I'm going to use as a foreign key to connect to the location table. So these are the only things I need on my facts table. So the main facts are what? Unit cost, and unit price. The rest are all foreign keys. You understand? So let's click OK. And then we have it here nicely, like it's beautiful. Everything is okay. Here we don't touch and try and say we are removing duplicates, because they are meant to be there. If somebody has bought a product 17 times, let the 17 individual records be there. If you are removing it, which means we are losing money, we better go ask for the money. If it is 10 CDs coming in 10 times, you don't say that it's a duplicate. Okay, so keep it there. Thank you very much. God bless you all. All right. So now that we've been able to see this done, I hope we've not missed any step, right? We'll come and click on close and apply. And then let us wait for the changes to be applied. Whilst we wait, please do ask any question so far if there are any. Good. So you see that it's building, it's loading. I think it should also be building the connections as well. So one thing about Power BI is that you don't necessarily have to build or do the connections by yourself. The only painful thing is the, what do you call it? The separation of the tables and all that, right? When you load it, Power is able to build the connections for you, right? You only come to the model view and you should see that the, so it didn't get well for me. Good. So this is a typical thing. So you see, it has already created one of the relationships, right, between the location and then the customer, right? Now, what I need is connection that would take me from customer to the facts table and then product to the fact table. Are we all together? Please, I need thumbs up. I need thumbs up. Let me switch screen. This one, we should do it carefully. Thumbs up if you are all with me. Beautiful. Beautiful. So what we'll do is that which one is the primary key, or foreign key, or whatever? Customer ID. I see what I have done. Guys, you see, even myself, I have forgotten something. Look at something here. You see, we are seeing a summation sign here. This summation sign is telling us that our our customer ID column is in the wrong data type. We didn't do that. We didn't do that. And we failed to remember, like, recall that part of this thing. So this is what we'll do. Let's go back to the Power Query, click on transform data, and then make sure that the data types are also fixed, guys. You need to make sure that the data types are also fixed. So on the facts table, product ID, good, must be like this. Customer ID must be like, so it was on the customer dimension, good. So the customer ID shouldn't be numbers, right? Send to text like that, because ideally these are not numbers we are trying to sum over. Okay, zip code should also be a text, email text, this is also text. Let's go to product ID. Here should be text, category text, segment text. So I believe you can all do this at your various ends and we'll all be fine, right? We'll all be fine because we've dealt with these things a lot last Saturday during the class. So units, this one should be a whole number, not a text. Unit cost, decimal number. Guys, do you see? So you see the data cleaning process, unit price, decimal number, zip code, text. Great. So now I can come back, click on close and apply, and then let me let things load. So I would just be happy or excited if the relationships are refreshed and done for me. If not, we can still do it by ourselves. Okay. So always after you load this thing, good. So now this is how it still looks, which is fine. We can still draw the relationship ourselves. So this is how we'll do it. I'll just drag the customer ID from either side, right? From the fact side to the customer side, whichever. I'll just do it this way. I'll come and place it on the customer ID here. That's all. Then I select this thing. So from the customer to the fact, it will be one to many, which is correct. So I say save, and then it should draw for me. So you see, one customer here can be related to so like many fact details. So one customer can purchase a lot of things from the facts table or the sales table, which makes a lot of sense. So we've done that. We can also do for the product dimension. So one product, so we'll just do product ID. Just click and drag, come and put it on product ID here. That's all. Then you save it. Excellent. So now this is it. You can see that we have a star schema here. So this is not necessarily like a typical star schema. Why? Because this location table is not directly connected to the fact table. Why? Because the location is a location for the customers, right? It's not a location of products or like the sales. So it's linked to the customer. So it's like this. Assuming there was no location table, then this is a typical star schema. Star schema basically means that there is one centralized table and then all other tables are connected to it. So that's how it's going to be. But then there's an issue here. This is not supposed to be many. Okay, so it's supposed to be 121. The code. Oh, I see. I see. So I'll come to back to transform. It was in the customer dimension. So in my zip code, I need I need to remove. Wait, didn't we do this? We remove duplicates. Okay, yeah. All right. So we can close and apply. And then we should be able to have because this is a customer dimension. The dimensions are the one side. So guys, these are some of the things you can do to check the correctness of the models you have. You know the dimension should be one side of things, right? So once you see that, oh, so the star here shows that it is many. So you see this is a dimension, it's a one side. Okay. Right. This is a dimension, it's a one side. This is a fact, so it's a many side. So you can see the star here and the star here. This is a dimension, so there is a one side. You can see there's a small one next to it. So here should be as well a one, right? So it should tell us that, oh no, there's a problem somewhere. So we go back into it and then try fixing it. I'm trying to. Uh-oh. My people. Okay, let me do this. And then I'll just put a zip code onto zip code. Now it's 1-to-1. You guys see it? 1-to-1. So what we failed to do was to remove the duplicate from the customer table. So I save it and then boom. This is the correct thing. Right. This is theoretically correct and practically correct. Theory and practical. So we have dimension tables connected to a fact table. Any question before we say good night? Any question from the house? Right. Okay.
We briefly go over the concept again.
Go over the concept.
This one. Yeah.
Or like creating it or the explanation, which is it?
Yeah, the explanation as to how you're able to draw the relations.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it is basically dragging and dropping. All right. So let me delete this one. Okay. So I have my facts table. Right. So the original facts are the numerical things, the unit cost, unit price, and the number of units. Okay. Now I want to connect my fact table to my product table. This is my product table hanging about. So that I say that, oh, for every product inside here, right? How much, like what's the total unit price for a single product in here? So this is like, you see single, you can use the word single. So one thing here. The only thing that connects is the IDs. So every product has a product ID. So in creating my fact table, I will intentionally include product ID here so that I can just come and drag and drop. So as a way of better explanation or another explanation, in this table I am shaking, the product ID here, this one, is a primary key. But in this table I'm shaking right now, the fact table, the product ID here is a foreign key. It's foreign only because it's not really supposed to be there. It doesn't belong there, but it is there. Why? For connectivity purposes. So I'll just connect it this way. I'll drag my products. Come and make sure I put it. Obviously, you can put it anywhere, but it has to be on the product ID. That's the link. So it tells me the cardinality. So that's it. So that was how I say rule. So the cardinality is 1 to many. Now, there are options here: many to one, one to one, one to many to many. Let's put many to many there. Look at it. You see the error there. Like M5 is it simply does not match any. You can't have a many to many because the things over in the product dimension are like single things. So the correct thing is that what one to many. So you see when it comes like that, no error. This is what even came automatically. So we save it, and then it's just drawn like that. So the whole thing is just dragging and putting it there. That's all. So the major work will be from Power Query, where we are able to identify the what's it called, the dimensions, right, left and right, how to know the dimensions, and then the details, and then you select your keys. What am I using as my primary key? What am I using as my foreign key? That is where we need to take like careful steps, basically. Are we all together? So after this, we are sure that our filtering methods will be so great. Yeah, our charts and graphs at the end will be beautiful, so on and so forth, stuff like that. So now you're actually free to come and build your visuals on your report. I hope that was fine. Was that Cephas?
Please, why didn't you relate location to the fact sales table like directly?
Location to the fact, because
Yeah,
the location has to deal with the customer. Now, what we could have done is to actually combine. So when we're doing the customer dimension, right, would have included city, country, da 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 da. We could have done that because it's all information that has to do with the customer. Do you see? I hope you're not confused. This city is the city that has to do with a particular customer in here. This country is like is the country where this customer stays. The district is in relation to the customer. The region, the state, zip code, all relation to the customer. It's not in relation to the facts or like the products. No, it is where the customer stays. So, are we together?
Yes, please.
So in your way, if you want to do it over again, you can decide not to create a location table, right? And put all these things: city, country, district, region, state, and zip code, all inside here when you are choosing the columns. There will be absolutely nothing wrong. Do you get it? Absolutely nothing wrong. So my purpose here was to actually show you that if you are connecting like a dimension table to another dimension table, it has to be one-to-one. That was the purpose of me doing this thing. Where we said that there was a many there and then there was an issue. So it has to come and be one-to-one. That's the only reason I decided to keep this one as a separate table, just to connect to this one. Are we together?
Okay.
Excellent. So guys, like I said in the beginning, this is not all there is to data modeling and stuff. This is like the core components of it. You need to understand what an entity is and how to, should I say, extract your entities or identify your entities. And then you collect the information related to the entities, identify your keys, the primary key and foreign keys, because those are what you use for your connections. Then when you're in Power Query, you just select the columns and blah, blah, blah. And then you should know that, if this is a dimension, then it should be the one side. You see, one here, this is also the one here. If this is a fact, it should be the many side. Regardless, is the many side. So having this concept in your head, wherever you are, if you are doing it in SQL Server, SQL Power, whatever, wherever, these things are fundamental, right? These things are fundamental. Fact tables, dimension tables, primary key, foreign key, stuff like that. So yeah, I believe our aim has been achieved this evening. Now, those of you who want to try, Charlie, you guys by now you should have 2 nice dashboards for me. You can use this one at your ends and then try and explore. I know we've not touched on data visualization yet, but Fine, if you are exploring, explore. I'll be happy to see anyone who is able to get a good dashboard going, or like, yeah, at least first report page, and then maybe on Saturday we can look at it. So yes, any final questions before we close? Who are the people owing me -5? Justice and then a Kelvin. And somebody owing me, some people are data bloom team, please. Some people are owing me -5, although I'm not so serious with it, but I think I should just do agenda and, and just collect 5 marks.
I'm
But
not
then
going.
share. Okay, so I believe we are all good. This was the plan for today. So thank you so much for your time, and please explore more, right? Explore more. I wish some of you would go and do some strange things and will come and show me, and I'll be like, hey, I don't know this, and I'll spend like 2 hours into the night and then go and find it. But then, yeah, please guys do that. Explore and come and worry us on the page, okay? So that will be fine. All right, team, over to you, Angel, Raymond. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Eugene. Just like Eugene said, let's explore more and then bring a lot of questions to him, and then Crystal and Angel, because they are available to help all of us. So we'll drop the announcement again on the platform. I think majority of us didn't hear. So the team will drop it onto the platform, but there's a compulsory task on Saturday. Aside Eugene, who's presenting, there's a compulsory task for visibility and socials. So every individual on the platform will have to send a compulsory video. The details will be sent on the WhatsApp platform. So please be on the lookout for that. It's for your LinkedIn visibility as well. So that task is compulsory. The team will put it on the announcement bit later by this evening or tomorrow morning. Again, thank you all so much. A big thank you to Eugene as well. Good night to everybody. Thank you.
Mr. Eugene, please, can you send us the notes?
Yeah, I said find a way and text me or something. Can you send out the notes? Put text me, can if you reach out to me after here. Okay.